Talking more about kids this morning with a very unique opportunity for them to advance their technological building skills. Next week, they'll be able to participate in a big robotics camp that Beto Reynoso is organizing. He's here to discuss what kids can expect and show off some of the great gadgets they can build. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So it seems that robots have gotten to be really big lately. How did this whole thing come about, Beto?
So I created a robotic company in Mercedes, Texas, to mass produce these kind of robots, and so there's a lack of these students in the Valley don't have that exposure to science and technology. So I didn't have mentors when I started at an early age. So this is a quick way for me to expose these kids to the wonders of science.
And you ended
robotics.
up going really far. Give our viewers a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I actually entered at NASA 3 times. Then I became a contractor to work for the next Mars rover mission, Mars Sample Return set for 2018. So I created software. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Computer Science at the University of Texas at Bronzeville. I came back to the Valley to kickstart this robotics company to mass produce these robots to infiltrate middle schools and high schools across the nation. And so this is a quick way to robotics camp in McAllen Creative Incubator, July 14th through 18th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and kind of give an insight into robotics. It's a multidisciplinary field. So we could talk about mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, my background, which is computer science. We're also going to have speakers from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is where I interned at, Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia, Boeing and SpaceX, as well as Microsoft. So we're going to have these speakers through video conferencing equipment, and so we want to cover theories and concepts in robotics, and then later on expose these kids through application by building these robots from scratch. And then
the great thing is that once you do, I mean, they're going to be able to see all these different fields, and you know, this is for 11 to what, 15-year-olds, you
Precisely.
said. So they're really going to get a chance to explore fields that they could actually be, you know, actually delving into in college.
Precisely, yes.
Let's go ahead and take this over here and show our viewers what exactly. Sure, I'll grab this one over here. I actually got to work with this one last hour, and let's show them a little bit about what you can do with these. So they're actually going to be building some of these.
Right. So this robot here actually walks forward. So we're going to teach students insect locomotion, in this case tripod gates, and kind of give an insight into bipedal robots, 6-legged robots, 8-legged robots we want to use for space exploration. And then we have here the Da Vinci robot, which is, I was actually 3 months ago in the surgery room at the Bronzeville Valley Baptist Medical Center, and I was witnessing this $1.5 million surgical minimally invasive robotic system, and I went in and took all those ideas, and I wanted to expose kids in middle school and high schools to with these kind of robots, so that they can build from scratch, wire it up from scratch, and of course program them as well.
So the big takeaway from all of this is also going to be that these are simple versions of larger scale models that people actually use in real life situations.
Yeah. So I witnessed actual gallbladder removal. They did a 1.5-inch incision, and they removed the gallbladder through that. And yeah, it's the wonders of science, and we want these kids to advance the frontier in the future. So this is a great way for these kids to get exposed to these concepts. It's a McAllen Creative Incubator. If anyone's interested, go to www.robotics.com, REYBOTICS.com, and the camp's price is $398. It's a 1-week camp, and they'll be building both of these robots. And I'll be actually explaining how I went ahead and designed this robot entirely from scratch in software, and then I had a high-powered laser machine cut these out part by part.
And that's so interesting because, like Mary and I were saying earlier today, I mean, it seems like, you know, in just a few years, everybody could possibly have a robot in their home for some form or another. So thank you so much for being here with us this morning. What's your phone number, Ray? 956-903-4231. Great. Thanks so much for being here. Mary, back over to you.